Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there? Or struggled to recall a name you know is on the tip of your tongue? You're not alone. As we age, those little mental hiccups can feel frustrating, even worrying. But what if I told you that just 3 minutes a day could sharpen your memory, boost your focus, and rewire your brain to stay nimble? No expensive apps, no Sudoku marathons. I'm talking about Neurobics. Simple, science-backed exercises that act like a gym workout for your brain. And the best part? You can do them while sipping coffee, folding laundry, or even brushing your teeth. Neurobics is all about breaking routine. Our brains thrive on novelty. When we surprise them with new experiences, we forge fresh neural pathways. Think of it like taking a different route home. Suddenly, you're noticing street signs, flowers, or a neighbor's porch you'd never seen before. Your brain wakes up and says, "Hey, this is interesting." Today, I'll share 3 of my favorite neurobic exercises. Let's start with the first. And yes, it involves your toothbrush. Exercise 1. The wrong hand challenge. Grab your toothbrush. Now, switch hands. If you're right-handed, use your left hand, and vice versa. Go ahead, try it while we chat. Feels awkward, doesn't it? That's the point. When you use your non-dominant hand for simple tasks, you force your brain to engage new regions. It's like cross-training for your mind. Start with 2 minutes a day, brushing your teeth, stirring your tea, or even dialing the phone with your other hand. My friend Bob, who's 68, started doing this while eating breakfast. At first, he spilled cereal everywhere, but within a week, he noticed he was remembering names faster. Why? Because novelty triggers your brain to release dopamine, a chemical that sharpens focus and memory. Plus, laughing at yourself, like when you accidentally stab your cheek with a toothbrush, is good for the soul. Exercise 2. The backward walk. No, you don't need to literally walk backward, though that's a great balance exercise. This is about shaking up your mental routines. For example, tomorrow morning, get dressed with your eyes closed, or take a different path on your daily walk. Even rearranging your kitchen junk drawer counts. The key is to disrupt autopilot and force your brain to pay attention. Here's why this works. When you follow the same routine, your brain goes into energy-saving mode. But when you surprise it, you activate the hippocampus, the memory center, and the prefrontal cortex, which handles problem-solving. My neighbor, Margaret, started showering in the dark, safely, with a nightlight. She said it made her hyper-aware of the soap's scent, the water temperature, even the texture of her towel. Now, she jokes that her morning shower is a spa for her synapses. The beauty of these exercises? They're playful. You're not memorizing flashcards or stressing over puzzles. You're inviting curiosity back into everyday moments. And the more you practice, the more your brain adapts. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, your brain's lifelong ability to grow and change. But wait, there's one more exercise that's so fun, you'll forget you're working out at all. You know, after trying the wrong hand challenge or rearranging your morning routine, you might be thinking, okay, this is fun, but how does it actually help my memory? Let's peel back the curtain a bit. Every time you disrupt a habit, like brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand or taking a new route to the store, you're essentially giving your brain a gentle nudge. It's like saying, "Hey, pay attention. There's something new here." And when your brain pays attention, it starts forming fresh connections. Today, let's dive into 2 more neurobic exercises that'll keep those mental gears turning smoothly. Exercise 3. The sensory swap. Close your eyes for a moment. Seriously, go ahead, I'll wait. Now, imagine trying to identify objects around you without sight. That's the essence of the sensory swap. Our brains rely heavily on vision, but when we mute one sense, others kick into high gear. Try this. Next time you're eating a meal, close your eyes and focus on the flavors, textures, and smells. Is that cinnamon in your oatmeal? Is the toast crunchier than usual? You're not just savoring your food, you're giving your brain a workout. My buddy Frank, who's 72, started doing this with his morning coffee. He says he notices subtleties now: the nutty aroma of his favorite blend, the warmth of the mug in his hands, and it's made him more present throughout the day. The bonus? Slowing down like this can reduce stress, which is a sneaky enemy of memory. Exercise 4. The word hunt. This one's perfect for those moments when you're waiting in line or sitting in traffic. Pick a category, say, things you find in a kitchen, and list as many items as you can, alphabetically. Start with A, apron; B, blender; C, colander; all the way to Z. Good luck with that one. If you get stuck, skip a letter and circle back. The goal isn't perfection, it's flexibility. Why does this work? It forces your brain to juggle multiple tasks, recalling words, organizing them alphabetically, and staying creative under gentle pressure. My neighbor Ethel does this with her grandkids over the phone. They pick themes like animals or 1960s TV shows, and she says it's become their favorite game, especially when Grandpa accidentally shouts, "Zebra! Wait, no, zucchini." Now, here's a tip. Pair these exercises with something you already do daily. For example, do the word hunt while folding laundry, or practice the sensory swap during your evening tea. The key is consistency, not duration. 3 focused minutes a day is all it takes to build momentum. And here's the beautiful thing about Neurobics. The more you do it, the more opportunities you'll find. That jar of spices in the back of your cabinet, smell them blindfolded and guess each one. The TV remote? Try using it with your eyes closed. Every tiny challenge is a deposit into your brain's cognitive savings account. But we're not done yet. There's one final exercise that's so simple, you'll wonder why you haven't tried it sooner. And it's all about turning mundane moments into memory goldmines. You know, one of the most powerful tools for sharpening your memory isn't a fancy app or a complicated puzzle. It's your own life story. Think about it. How many times have you smelled a certain perfume and been whisked back to your grandmother's kitchen? Or heard a song on the radio and suddenly remembered dancing at your wedding? Memories are sticky, especially when they're tied to our senses. That's why our final Neurobic exercise is all about nostalgia navigation. Here's how it works. Once a day, take 3 minutes to revisit a memory using multiple senses. Let's say you choose your childhood home. Close your eyes and picture it. What color was the front door? Now, imagine the sound of your mother calling you inside for dinner. Can you recall the smell of her cooking? The texture of your favorite blanket on the couch? The more senses you involve, the stronger the memory becomes, and the more you exercise your brain's recall muscles. My friend Helen does this while sipping her afternoon tea. She'll pick a different memory each day, like her daughter's high school graduation or a camping trip with her husband, and try to relive it through smell, sound, and touch. She even keeps a jar of pine needles on her desk to conjure up those camping trips. "It's like time travel," she says, "and it makes me realize how much I've stored up here," she laughs, tapping her temple. This exercise isn't just about reminiscing, it's about strengthening the neural pathways that help you form and retrieve new memories. Think of it like dusting off an old photo album and realizing your brain's filing system is more organized than you thought. Plus, it's a wonderful way to reconnect with moments that shaped who you are. Now, let's pause for a second. We've covered 5 Neurobic exercises. 1. The wrong hand challenge. 2. The backward walk, mental addition. 3. The sensory swap. 4. The word hunt. 5. Nostalgia navigation. But here's the secret sauce. Mix and match them. Try brushing your teeth left-handed while recalling the smell of your first car. Or take a new route to the store and play the word hunt game with street signs. The more you layer these exercises, the more your brain adapts and thrives. And don't worry if it feels awkward at first. My cousin Rita compared her first week of Neurobics to learning to waltz in hiking boots. But within a month, she was breezing through her weekly grocery list without writing it down, and even rediscovered her love for painting, a hobby she'd forgotten about for years. The key is to keep it light, keep it playful, and most importantly, keep it consistent. 3 minutes a day isn't a marathon. It's a gentle stretch for your mind. And just like stretching, the benefits compound over time. Imagine looking back 6 months from now and realizing those daily brain snacks have added up to a sharper, quicker, more vibrant you. But before we wrap up, let's talk about the real reason this works, and how to turn these exercises into a lifelong habit that feels less like a chore and more like a joy. You know, when we talk about keeping our minds sharp, it's easy to feel like it's a race against time, like we're trying to outsmart aging itself. But here's the truth. Your brain isn't a machine that wears out. It's more like a garden. Tend to it with curiosity, sprinkle in a little playfulness, and it'll keep blooming in ways that surprise you. Let's tie all of this together. We've covered 3 neurobic exercises: brushing with your wrong hand to wake up dormant neural pathways, shaking up routines to keep your brain on its toes, and engaging your senses in new ways to lock in memories. Each one takes just minutes a day, costs nothing, and turns mundane moments into brain-boosting adventures. But the real magic isn't in the exercises themselves. It's in the mindset they create. Think of Margaret showering in the dark, laughing as she fumbles for the shampoo, or Bob, proudly eating his oatmeal left-handed while his grandkids giggle at his fancy spoon skills. These aren't chores. They're invitations to play. And play isn't just for kids. It's how we stay young at heart and nimble in mind. Now, I want you to imagine something. What if, 3 months from now, you could breeze through crosswords, recall grandkids' birthdays without a calendar, or even learn a new hobby with less frustration? That's the power of consistency. Start with one exercise this week. Maybe tomorrow, you'll stir your coffee with your non-dominant hand, or take a detour to the mailbox. Celebrate the small wins. The day you button your shirt eyes closed, or the moment you suddenly remember where you left your keys without a frantic search. And here's my challenge to you. Share this journey with someone. Teach your partner the backward walk, or turn a neurobic exercise into a game with your grandkids. Not only does sharing keep you accountable, it spreads the joy. My Aunt Carol started a brain game night with her bridge club. Now, they trade stories about their silliest neurobic mishaps, like trying to write grocery lists upside down. It's become their favorite part of the week. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Which exercise are you excited to try? Have you already stumbled into a neurobic habit without realizing it? Drop a comment below. Your story might be the nudge someone else needs to begin. And if you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more simple, science-backed ways to thrive after 60. Remember, aging isn't about decline. It's about refinement. Every time you challenge your brain, you're telling it. You're still growing. You're still vital. So here's to 3 minutes a day that could change everything. Here's to curiosity, laughter, and a mind that stays as vibrant as your spirit. Thank you for letting me share this with you. Now go out there and surprise yourself.